I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
It's Toffee TV. We're all dead busy on our phone. We've got like megaphone land here. It's confirmed now. Roberto Martinez is not the Everton manager. He has been sacked by the club. Baz, what's the statement?
Everton Football Club regrets to announce Roberto Martinez has left his position as first team manager with immediate effect. The chairman and the board of directors would like to place on record their thanks and for the dedication and commitment Roberto has shown during his 3 seasons with the club. Roberto has been a great ambassador for the club, conducting himself at all times with the utmost dignity and integrity. He secured the club's highest ever Premier League points total, a place in the last 16 of the Europa League, and appearances in both domestic cup semi-finals. He has also played a key role in the development of several young players, managing their progression to Everton first team and international honours. End of statement.
Lots of positives in there. Should we start with the positives? Because I've just been up to Finch Farm and you can see the development of what's going on. Things that the under 21, the cranes there, they're making the sleep pods or whatever they are. They're doing the under 21s pitch and that kind, proper pitch, mini stadium, whatever you want to call it. There's young players look like they're about to come through, even though he chose not to use them. There are positives from his regime that I think will last for a long time, will stand for a long time. And I suppose that's going to
be his legacy.
That's his legacy, isn't it? I suppose, but at the same time, I suppose that's the sadness of the whole thing, is that his ideas were really good. Like what he wanted to achieve at Everton Football Club were really, really good, and where he wanted to take the club and how he wanted to bring youngsters through and his thoughts on football, really good and really positive. But unfortunately, he just couldn't translate that to the pitch.
They probably need to put our phones on silent. Yeah, I think everything you've just said there is correct. He was very forward thinking. He had some great ideas. I've said it a few times now. I think he'd be a tremendous director of football, or academy director rather, where results don't really matter. It's about the development of young players. And the things like the sleep pods, wanting the facilities to be improved on the training ground, that is something that will benefit Everton Football Club long into the future. So there's been loads of positives from his reign. Lukaku, Gerard Deulofeu, we'd probably never have seen. John Stones' development, Ross Barkley, back in the first. Yeah, he sailed off, but Ross Barkley.
I know, I'm saying that. Yeah,
in there. So there has been, there's been lots of positive stuff that he's done. But there's been the other side as well.
Yeah, I mean it's no surprise to us. Let's be honest. I mean I wouldn't say we've been banging the drum, but I think you could probably go back 18 months ago. I think we knew them. We deep down, I certainly felt like it just wasn't going to ever happen, because you wanted to give him time, you wanted him to do things, but there was just little things for me that irritated me about.
The Howard thing was a problem.
The Howard thing was the first thing. That was the very first thing. It was
the pre-season was the very first thing.
But I remember the Howard thing, and that the pre-season thing. Yeah, that was a big thing. How he got it so wrong, and how he took his eye off the ball, and how we paid little attention to it. Like it didn't really matter. I remember him saying, "Well, we're not really that bothered because we want to peak at the end of the season, and pre-season's more like to get them fit at the beginning." Just didn't it? But the Howard thing to me was the biggest statement to him not being able to see something clearly in front of him and dealing with it. And I think people can go, well, he was trying to be good to the player, but it's the ruthlessness that top managers need to. I remember Alex Ferguson, FA Cup final, it was Jim Leighton. 4 days later, he drew 3-3, and 4 days later he brought in Les Seeley for the replay, like that. A lot of managers wouldn't do that because they were like, well, that was a cup final. He just went, I want to win that cup, and just got rid of him. And I just don't think that ruthlessness has ever existed under Roberto Martinez. I mean, let's be honest. Howard ended up having to be hounded out of the team by the fans, and as sad as that is, and as much criticism as fans have taken and we've taken by some of our fans. In the end, it felt like that was the only way that we could actually get something done, and it's been the same with the protests. I don't think any Everton fans enjoyed doing those protests, but it almost felt like it had to happen because no one was going to step up and take that on at the club.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you sat here, you want to forget about your manager. Me as an Evertonian, I don't want to have to worry about the manager. I want to concentrate on the players and where we can improve and see tangible, improvement. And my manager should be in the background. Really, you should. You don't even always have to love your manager, but you just need to be convinced he knows what he's doing, because the focus is the players. Really, that's what it should be. They're the ones who play the game. They're the ones who've let him down ultimately as well. But I think the things with Roberto Martinez is that, I had my doubts before he came. They said it at the time. The 270 goals in 4 seasons. I couldn't get over. I couldn't get past it. And I know people can go, well, he was only at Wigan. Yeah, but Steve Bruce had been there and dealt with it. Other managers, haven't got the money, dealt with it. But like I say, the first season he was fantastic. Merged with the Moyes team, he'd done absolutely brilliantly. But that second season, the pre-season, worried me. He spent too long in America working for the TV when that was the big season. We just finished 5th. We needed to kick on. Yeah. We didn't get the players we wanted. Yes, he probably wasn't backed as well as he should have been. But the pre-season was so wrong. But then the Howard thing made you kind of really look and think, does he, why is this blind support there? And then other things like that, playing James McCarthy when he was injured, and Gareth Barry playing with painkillers when he was injured, and then people getting on Gareth Barry's back and he wasn't. There was little things, but I don't forget last season we had to win 5 or 6 games to steer clear of relegation. And we would have been in real trouble had we not got the result. But he did, and I was prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt this season. But things like Bournemouth away, putting Darren Gibson on when the game is over and the referee's about to blow the whistle, time gets added on, they score, and different things. And then I think that the biggest thing is the players stop believing.
I know I'm being dead rude here, and I know I don't want to butt in, but the awards due's been postponed.
Has it?
Yeah. I wasn't being rude being on my phone. Honestly, I'm just trying to check. I'm trying to keep up to date with everything. The awards have been...
So at 4:45, Everton have postponed the awards when people will be on the way. They'll be on the way and be dressed up and have got... Right. That's... Well, you've had to interrupt there because that's a massive thing.
What makes it even worse is they've actually made a spelling mistake in the tweet that they've put out.
Well,
someone was so vehement. I wasn't being rude, but that's why I've been on my phone literally the whole time.
What's a bit strange with that is they've known since last night that he wasn't going to be here tonight. So,
well, I've said for weeks that those awards shouldn't happen because you've gone on to celebrate.
No, but
there's people going to that tonight who've paid a fortune, paying for, without sounding the trivia, and not being funny, right?
Stuff like that.
But if you were going to that and your missus was going to that, how much would your missus be paying?
Oh yeah, no, you'd be this late. 2 hours before it starts.
That is absolutely
bizarre.
Pathetic. That is pathetic. But there you go. We're breaking news on a video. People probably won't see it.
People won't see it. Know that it was cancelled.
Yeah, it's just
get a periscope. I'll do the periscope in the video to say it's postponed.
It's just another thing I would say is just. I think he tried to change the style too quick, and I think that's what he did at Wigan. And I think, like you were saying there, Wigan were finishing respectable places till Martinez came in. They had managers who knew the limitations of Wigan and decided, listen, finishing 10th for Wigan in the Premier League is look. I mean, it'd be amazing. And Martinez went, do you know what? We're going to try either finish higher or do it in style, and he ended up getting them relegated. Yes, they won a cup, and you can never take that away from Wigan fans because never take that away from them. And I think when he came to us, he looked at the situation, and I don't know, he probably felt like he had to move the club on, but he did it too fast. First season was fantastic, flowing attacking football, but with a strong back four. that knew how, that looked after itself, basically.
Yeah, he didn't have to worry about
And he didn't have to worry about it, and like we said loads of times, it's reliant on the wingers, the full-backs playing as wingers. The centre-backs didn't worry about passing it round to each other. And then as the next season came, it was clear that he wanted to get John Stones into the team somewhere. Well, obviously the John Stones was already in the team.
But he wasn't the starter.
No, but he played right back, didn't he? Played right back, didn't he, at Leicester? But it was clear that he wanted, and you could see players. You could see basically Sylvain Distin was. He never lost any pace, but he was losing that little bit of edge, and people were starting to know that if they just pressed up high, we'd lose the ball. And it was, and someone somewhere should have gone, listen, let's take a step back. Let's go back to basics, and maybe some players did, and that might have been a problem. And he persisted with that, and ultimately his stubbornness to play one way has cost him maybe the best job he's ever going to have, because I don't know where the man will go from here. I don't think anyone will let him have a job as big as Everton ever again. And people were talking about, after the first season, we were having conversations going, I fear losing this fella to Barcelona. People were having those conversations.
He done that well in the first season, didn't he? I think the thing with Roberto Martinez is he's got a playbook, and he won't ever veer from it, and that's his downfall, if you like, because he done it with Wigan. Like you said, they were quite stable. He went in there, he moved the style on. The style was great, but he didn't ever think we need to be solid and play this way. When he come to Everton, he probably thought this style with better players who were finishing 5 and 6. If I just put this polish on it and this and this, these are going to be able to transfer this form. And they did, to be fair, in that first season. 72 points will get you in the top 4 this year.
Yeah.
We got it, we finished 5th. So he come close to getting Champions League football, which is what he'd said in that first one. But by the second season, people knew how we played, and those players you talked about there, your distance, he didn't want the ball at his feet. He didn't want to play with the ball, he just wanted to defend. You know, so it accelerated his demise at Everton. You know, and then the cracks with it. He doesn't know how to set up a defensive team, and in the Premier League, you've got to have a solid base. You have to. You have to, and I don't think we work hard enough. And that's ultimately bitten him. But the things he done there, he got us our record points total. He took us to a couple of semi-finals, the Europa League. There has been positives. He's given us some nice football to watch at times, but I just don't think ultimately it's enough. It's not a football that I enjoy watching. I like Everton, and it might just be me, but I like fast attacking football. I like to be on the edge of my seat. I don't like to be bored.
Yeah, there was a lot of boredom.
It's just too slow. It's too slow for me. I think he could go in at Seville or in at Valencia in Spain. Valencia's vacant. He could go in there, and I think he could probably do a very good job there. Better players with more technique who are used to passing the ball around, and a slower league with not as much diversity as what the Premier League's got in terms of teams, and I think he could probably do a good job there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he does go from here. Tell us your thoughts in the comments. We'll be doing loads more on Martinez. I don't want to just put it all in one video though, because it will be a very, very long video. Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like. Don't forget to share it as well. We're at Toffee TV 1 on Twitter as well. Get involved over there. Facebook as well. Toffee TV ESC. Come on, get us up there. We're going to be doing loads of that over the summer, the Facebook lives and stuff. So we're on about 3,500. Come on, get us up there. Come on,
10,000 we want.
Yeah, 10,000. Then we can get verified. Big like from Facebook. Thanks for watching. Catch you in a bit. Toffee TV.